Sons of the Forest was released back into early access on February 23rd of 2023, 14 days ago as the making of this video. With over 85,000 very positive reviews on Steam, Sons of the Forest has sold over 2 million copies in the first 2 days of being released. After playing Sons of the Forest and beating it twice, I have been patiently waiting this update. But only 2 weeks after the game's early access release, Night Games just pushed out a content packing update today that brings all sorts of new general fixes, bug fixes, audio enhancements, balances, general improvements, and even added new content in terms of items and features. So without further delay, here is everything that you need to know. Sons of the Forest's first patch brings in a new mini-boss battle, new binoculars, hang gliders, defensive wall gates, and door locks, as well as so much more. You can now reset your settings in the options screen and also find Virginia a new leather suit. I know being able to lock doors was a big thing within the community, so now you can lock your doors by placing a stick on the interior of the door. Small structures like furniture can now be grabbed and placed somewhere else or thrown, which will dismantle it and give you back your resources. Additional story elements were added to the game, and headshot death animation variations were added for cannibals. Regular angry cannibals will now attack you from jumping out of trees, and small birds will now land and eat grain off the ground, making it easier to kill and gather meat or feathers. You can now hide player name tags and projectile reticle and trajectories inside your settings, and fish traps are now working. The fish traps will catch fish every 5 to 10 minutes as long as it's placed in water, and the current season is anything besides winter. Lookout towers were added to some cannibal villages, and story paper pickups will now show the UI for you to zoom in. Some new structure types have been added, like the one-sided apex, which fills the space between a leaning beam and its supporting beam and will align automatically based on the leaning beam orientation. It will also fit quarter log variations to the right length automatically. So now let's go over the most important fixes. People should not be able to speed run through the game with just a stick. Kelvin will not cut down your tree if you have a structure built on it. Some multiplayer disconnect issues have been fixed, and some cannibals being able to snap long distances when trying to enter windows has also been fixed. They fixed the log duplication glitch in multiplayer, so no more duping logs. For balance changes, there is now a cooldown when sleeping. Rest drain from hunger and dehydration is set to 0, and they tweaked fire drain rate to make using firewood more important, along with tweaks to berries giving you more health. Energy drinks got nerfed, and they will only give you half as much hydration and less energy as before. And the amount of fullness and hydration all herbs and mushrooms give also have been tweaked. Kelvin will stop catching infinite amounts of fish after some time and will take a break. And they adjusted some player melee events and ranges for better AI responsiveness. Shotgun damage was cut in half, and the seat rest amount has been boosted from a previous value of 0.3 to 0.7, allowing the player to gain more rest while seated. And lastly, the health on creepies will now depend on the amount of multiplayer players active in the server. The more players, the more health the creepies will have. The less players, the less health they will have. Improvements in audio enhancements. The red cannibal animation and blends have been improved, and they said that the bouncy logs in deep water have been fixed. Door orientation is now determined by the position of the player when placed. The face is in front of the player. The face in front of the player is the interior face. Deer and moose locomotions for better pathing have been adjusted, and optimization for the wall torch also have been updated. The table cards for Mr. and Mrs. Puffton are now story pickups, and DLSS was updated to version 3.1.1, and I hope this gives players better optimization performance. For audio, the CPU overhead has been improved, along with cannibal audio vocals, audio stuttering issues, and the intensity of high win audio has been reduced for performance. Maxed instances of footsteps have been reduced, and explosion ringing effects have been lessened to the further you are away from them to help with performance and to avoid audio cutting. And fade outs to physics sounds have been added. Now, I didn't go over every change, guys, only the ones that stood out the most, although you can read this right on Steam if you wanted to. I thought I'd make this update video for you guys who just wanted to listen and see what has been changed. If you want to review the update and read all the other small fixes and improvements they have implemented, you can pause the video and read, or you can find the link in the description below that would take you to the update notes. This was indeed a good update, considering it's only been 2 weeks and it seems like they've been hard at work taking things seriously. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know how the hang glider is, and I hope everybody has a good day and have fun gaming.